I'm just like thinking of which match should I give.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm thinking of which like match I should give you because I've had a few matches.
Oh,
Like
okay. That's fine. You can take
like
your time.
I kinda wanna like learn how to play Brute Mother mid. Like the last big Brute Mother. Um like I mainly play mid, so
Okay. Well, I could help you with Broodmother. I don't personally play it, but
yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
everybody who's at my MMR or above it has run into Brood Spammer, so we need to know how to play the hero and play against it.
Yeah, the problem is I'm Crusader right now, and I found like the way to climb is like essentially like either like me, Puka, Scar, Brute Mother. Like that's like the fastest way to climb. But then like you have like the other like heroes that you can climb with. So like I recently started spamming Brute Mother, but I don't know like how to itemize her. So
Okay, well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Um, I've seen Diffusal Blade into BKB if they don't have a lot of mobility. If just the Diffusal Blade uh, and the magic immunity is enough against their team,
okay,
I've seen
so
that.
so this is the match I stomped. I was versus a Zeus mid. Like they did not rotate. Like of course I'm gonna like fuck the Zeus. But like I want you to criticize like my item build and my web position.
Yeah, see, versus this team, I would say it's unnecessary to go the Orchid because the only one of their heroes, um, the Orchid is required to kill them, and even then, if Phoenix dives away, you can follow up and chase. So, the Diffusal Blade is better in this case because it allows you to hit, come online even faster and hit buildings harder.
Right, but I got it for like Axe. I know like he can call me and he can like escape. I mean sometimes he can escape if there's with the code because he's got bonus armor.
Yeah, but the thing about Axe is, as long as you have to be proactive with protecting yourself with your spiderlings. Like you have to micro them in such a way uh, to check areas where you're not sure if the enemies are inside of your webs. So I don't. You pretty much have to think like a real spider. Like if somebody's on your webs, you should know about it.
I get.
And Axe can't really kill you if he. It can be hard to pull off, but you can always get your ult off before Axe gets his call off. So as long as you're the key thing is to be aware that the Axe can blink on you and that he's missing. And at that point you just need to be ready for it. And if you're ready for it, then the likelihood that you'll get it off is a lot higher.
Yeah, so should I like place my webs at the start or wait for the creep?
Oh, you should definitely place them at the start so your charges can start cooling off.
Okay.
So you're going to want one at the start when you only have two webs. You're going to want one on their high ground and one on your high ground. So
And
the
one on
entirety
mine.
of mid. And it's good to do it right away.
I saw him ward like it was pretty stupid for me to go ward. I told my support to like I think I got yeah, I get a center to the ward.
Alright. So yeah, putting those webs down right away is important because if they do have counters, you're already cooling down those web charges. So if you have to go to a different lane, or you won't have a game, then you'll have webs for that lane too. But you always want to put your webs down mid first because mid is the shortest distance away from base, so you get them down quickest. See, you could have had both of your charges back by now if you put them down right away.
Like okay, so let me explain why I did that, like to cancel this clarity, but then I realized with spiders it would have been better. But do you think that's worth it, what I'm doing right now, instead of like spawning spiders and attacking them with the
I would say it's fine just because you don't need the spiders to last hit against Zeus early on. Like, he doesn't even have an advantage over you at level 1, really. So if you're canceling his clarity, it's fine. Level 1 spiderlings kind of sucks anyway.
Okay.
So you should definitely start building your brood right now. So do you know how a typical brood lane goes? Like, describe to me, like what's happening at the 5-minute mark in a brood lane when you're winning the lane.
Well, you push the tower, like push, like you push it like as much as possible, create space.
All right, that's true, but you don't have to force it. What you really should be doing is farming, because something that brood gets that most other mid heroes don't get is the ability to farm ancients early once you have your spiderling army up, and the ability to have such mobility around the mid lane that you can constantly rotate between farming out the creep wave behind their tower,
Yeah.
and then if you're safe from rotations from their team, which with this team I would say you are, you can play aggressive on their jungle and farming out these camps. If you're able to get the lane and all three of these camps every minute, then you're farming faster than pretty much any other hero in the game.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. But like from which minute should I be cutting the creep wave and when should I be cutting the creep?
As soon as you have spiders, as soon as you have a spiderling army, you start doing it.
Well, is it like better to cut the creep wave than just like I mean I'm pushing either way, so I could just push down the lane
Like
without like
you need
cutting the
level
creep.
4. Like you need to have 4 webs so that you can get to this camp, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much once you're level 4, if you're not just killing the guy level 4, and like you should be trying to get your army up either way. But if you're not just outright killing this guy at level 4, you're getting like you're pushing the creep wave under their tower, and you're rotating to farm these
Yeah,
camps.
at level 4.
Yeah, level 4.
Like I didn't know I could like farm ancients at level 4. I thought I needed like to get my ulti as brute to farm ancients.
No, you just need an army. You need an army, and you need. This is why people will rush Medallion. They'll go Soul Ring Medallion. Once you have the Medallion, that increases the DPS of your spiders to
Yeah,
such a point.
that actually makes a lot of sense why medallion is such a core item.
Yeah, it makes such a huge difference on these ancients because they only have 2 armor. They don't have that much armor. At least most of them don't. So once you have the medallion, you're farming like even at level 4, you're farming them really fast.
Yeah, very true.
And one of these ancient camps is pretty much another creep wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be, at this point, you should be pushing it in more and getting your webs down in such a position where, like, if they do have heroes that are going to rotate on you and try to catch you if you're playing in this area, then you are going to need to play on your side of the map instead. So at this point you should be putting webs either in an aggressive or a defensive position. And you should
Based on their line.
Yeah, based on not necessarily even their lineup, but if you think that they'll rotate early on or not. Because you're not, like, you're very killable like really early, but once you've got level 6 and you've got a few items up, then it's really hard to kill.
Yeah, like that somehow like reminds me. I had like a game recently versus Sand, I like countered and I couldn't do much.
Yeah, so like the object of a brood lane, it's not even to dive the enemy mid and kill them. It's just you're this hero that's incredibly hard to deal with. That pushes the lane faster than most heroes will, and you just farm. And once you can be strong enough that you can just outright kill this guy, like dive him under tower like this. But this wasn't going for this wasn't worth it, considering you didn't have enough regen to stay on the map, and you need.
So I wasted one wave.
Yeah, that's fine, but pretty much you lost your entire spiderling army, and like pretty much the cause of that was you're sort of playing passive on the creep wave, like not pushing it into it fast enough.
I got first blues on this Zeus.
Yeah, I mean it's good that you did that, but it was at the cost of your army, and it's delaying your items. Like,
I'm diving him so crazy.
see, now is where you just keep posted behind the tower, and you don't have to actively push this tower. You can just let your creeps do the work while you're farming.
Could I have killed the Zeus? Like without.
You could have just let your spiders do the work and
Yeah.
launch the spawn spiders, or you could have gotten yourself a level of insatiable hunger, which it's fine to get a level this early because it gives you the ability to get back up to full HP quick after you go for these kills.
Yeah.
Also gives you a lot of bonus damage. 60 bonus damage is no joke. Like at this stage of the game.
Yeah, early game. Yeah, it's so early. Like I'm using a dota post guide, and it just like I don't have experience in like root mother like skill builds, so I'm just, and I think I get the ulti at like level 8 or.
Yeah, I mean you don't always have to get the ulti. But if diving to get these kills is costing you a lot of HP, then what you should do is adjust and get a level of it earlier. Also, I would say that leveling up your spawn spiderlings is more important than the webs, just because it increases how fast you get an army up by a lot,
Yeah.
by every single level.
And before going for that kill, I got this. Like honestly, at this point, I felt like I should like normally like get a self when I'm like engaging like that with root mother, like diving tier 3.
Yeah, the salve was a good idea, but you could have just had clarities and your insatiable hunger. See, you could have been doing all of this and farming out these camps at the same time.
In 1 minute.
Like, you could have been doing what you're doing now, but also getting these 3 camps. This camp 2 even at this point.
How do I like when I lose meat as brood mother? What?
What was your question? I didn't hear.
When I lose meat, for like somehow I lose meat. What do I do next?
If you lose min, then instead of doing this, you just do these camps, and you come back to lane. If you can't be in lane while increasing your spiders' numbers, then what you do is you can send your spiders over here once you spawn them and just have them farm out these camps while you're in lane with your hero, and just farming once it goes underneath the tower. You can control ruin with your web as well. Not always worth it, but can be sometimes, especially if you're denying it to them. You're most likely going to be able to get to it faster. But yeah, if you think this is a stomp, wait until you start being more efficient with your farm. Then you'll really be stomping.
Yeah, I thought this was like a real stomp. I mean, I got everything I need. Like I need more farm. Yeah, I can optimize my farming pattern, but I got like all the kills it's even like not about the kills. I made like I'm making space. They're like all coming to defend base.
Yeah, but
But
you can see how you can be if you're keeping your army up, um, and you can do this, but also get these camps at the same time.
yeah, I actually get it. I've seen some people go like radiance on Brood Mother, like 9 minute radiance or something, when they like when can I go radiance?
Um, I think probably the only time you'd want to go Radiance on Brood now, like there's a lot of item builds that, like that's kind of an old item build at this point. I think against Phantom Lancer, like if that guy's still having an okay game, you can decide, okay, I'm going to get a Radiance, and it's always good to have a Radiance on your team versus a Phantom Lancer. It really makes a big difference. But other than that, it doesn't really provide you more than like an Orchid or a Diffusal Blade into a BKB is going to.
Okay, so if I go to late game and like I haven't ended yet, like 40 minutes in, and it's late game and like like I think Brood Mother falls off in the late game, and what can I do about it?
If you fall off in the late game, then what you can do is get rid of all of your webs in the lane where they've sort of like you just move from like mid to in their jungle, and then if they come into their jungle, like send yourself wards if your supports won't. There'll probably be less people around this area, and you just sort of control it. Or you control the Roshan area, like these camps. You could set up webs all around here with Roshan, and you just sort of control that area.
I got to look at it. And I decided to go for Desolator because I wanna get like I wanna hit towers fast.
Desolator's fine. It definitely amps your damage a lot.
When do you go Nullify on Brood? Like early game.
It's good after you get BKB. I'm trying to think when you wouldn't want to get it. It's really nice just because it gives you a ton of damage, gives you good armor. I don't know, if it's a good combo with the Orchid. You pretty much just get it if you need it. Like if you need to prevent enemies from using their items, or you need to be able to purge a Yules, or you need to be able to purge some kind of...
Or like make it so they cannot move feature.
Yeah. I mean, get it for the purge or preventing people from using the item. Like, you just need to consider that it's an option, and it's good to purge or prevent them from using an item. I would say it's one of those items that's not really core on any one hero, but when it's good, it's good.
So, like, do you get usually like threats on the Brood Mother? Like, I usually like don't get threats, just normal brown.
Treads are really good. I'm not really sure if Broodmother players are building them right now, but there's not. I think I mean, once you do have the treads, you're going max movement speed on your webs, and the treads provide you a lot. They give you like 30 more attack speed, which makes a big difference with your ult. That gives you bonus damage.
Well, how about Facebook?
Never get phase boots.
Well, I get more damage now.
Yeah, but like the phasing aspect doesn't
Yeah, I
provide you
have that.
anything. You'll get more
Yeah.
damage from the attack speed from power treads. Like you can see that with this bonus damage, having a way to think about power treads and attack speed in general is every point of attack speed that you get is it equates to your hero attacking 1% faster. So with power treads, they're giving you on an Agi hero, I think like 33 attack speed or something if they're on Agi. Something like that. So it's almost like you're doing 30% more damage.
Yeah, makes.
See, this is where if you were farming a little bit more efficient, you'd have your BKB already.
Yeah.
I know it's like it's 18 minutes into the game, but you could be 1v5ing these guys.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I almost got like second rampage because I got one rampage.
You should definitely start thinking about Roshan at this point.
Can I solo Russia?
Yeah, if you have an army, then yeah, you can solo Roshan for sure. Rosh isn't, his slam doesn't kill your spiders, and if you have enough of them, he'll never be hitting you, and you'll be hitting him with like your ult.
Infest, yeah. I know like this question is like really ridiculous, but how do you like like I was versus a Sand King mid. I was brute. I expected the Sand King to be support, but the Sand King was mid because they first picked him. And I got destroyed. How do you deal with a Sand King? Do you switch to the offense?
So the way that you deal with the Sand King, what you need to do is build up your army and get to a point where you can start ignoring him and just focusing on your farm. Early on,
Well, he just
go ahead.
he just like stuns me and like kills the spiders with the caustic poison thingy.
He was sandstorming.
Sand King, yeah. I mean, he kills them with the third ability. I forgot the name.
Caustic finale. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you just need to micro better. It's kind of hard to describe, but what you need is early on, while you're going up against him before you have levels, you want to uh, be abusing creep aggro so that you can get last hits and also avoid taking damage from his caustic finale. And this is something that's useful against any hero, really. I'll show you what I mean by creep aggro. Do you know about it at all?
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
and I know how to abuse.
Okay, so I don't need to show you, but you just need to be using it more and using it often. Like it's
Yeah,
as you get higher and higher in MMR, it will if you can use it effectively, it'll allow you to go even in bad matchups, and it'll allow you to win the good matchups way harder if you practice it and get better at it. So what you can do is, like, when a creep gets low, you can aggro them and it'll
I
come
can
to
just
you.
pull them. Yeah, I know about.
Yeah, but when it gets low, you can do it to like a specific creep, like if you time it right. Uh, and if you're doing that over and over, you're going to save yourself from taking so much damage in lane.
Yeah, I can just pull the low HP creep and I can just auto attack
Yeah,
instead of walking up to it and taking damage.
yeah. The way you should think about it is it's um it's pretty much giving your hero 500 more range against creeps, since you
Yeah,
can get them to come to you.
yeah, makes sense.
And another thing that I've found has been helpful for my students to be able to visualize the range is the melee creep's attack range is also 500. So if you're closer to the
Yeah,
creep than the range creep is when they first meet, then you'll be within range.
yeah. I haven't actually thought of that, but it sounds really cool, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and just know that once you do attack an enemy hero, there's a 3-second cooldown before you can do it again.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2 seconds.
It was it's it is I'm pretty sure it's 3 seconds. Uh, Either way, there is a cooldown. Uh, I'll message you later which one it is after I look it up. But do you have any more questions about Brood right now?
Are there like any like tips, tricks to brood?
Uh, Beyond what I've already told you, there is there's a way to separate out your small spiders and your big spiders, because
Yeah, I actually wanna like know how to do that.
I
Like
can show you how
I
to
know
do
it's
it
like
right
my
now if you want.
yeah, I can change them. So I go to set.
Okay, so it's actually quite simple. All you have to do is go into the demo hero, and
Hold on.
you need to have like both the different types of spiders up. Okay, so this is a spider, right? You uh, do control into the control group to bind
Oh
it,
yeah, you assign
and
it
then
to control. Yeah.
and then you go on the spider ling and you do the same thing. So now that you have that bound, you can press I don't know why it's only that one actually.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
for
the
some.
same way for me.
Oh,
It's only
okay,
one.
well, I don't know, I'll try to figure out what I'm doing wrong here, but I know there's a way to do this.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
know
I'm
as
not a
well.
rude player.
Yeah, it's okay.
But that can be
Do
useful.
you do
Oh,
you
sorry.
play me?
I don't play Meepo, but again, I know what a Meepo is supposed to be doing, and I know how a Meepo is supposed to play. I just don't personally
Okay.
play it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, man, for like the. I'm gonna like try to apply those tips in my next brood game.
Okay, yeah, definitely the
And
main.
I have one final question about like drafting brood. Is
Okay.
it okay to draft it as like second to last pick, assuming I have the last pick? So I screw the lineup, and if I like know already their mid laner, and I pick brood second to last, and they have to pick another hero to counter me. So like they're gonna put the mid lane on safe or off lane, and we have the last pick, so we can crush their off lane if their like mid laner is on the off lane. If you get.
Yeah, so it is okay in that situation because they won't uh at this MMR they won't be able to really fuck you up as long as you're uh getting yourself strong enough to the point where you can just kill the creeps in lane, like behind their tower, and then fuck off to the jungle with your spiders, then you can negate any counter picks and just get your farm up to the point where it's like you're just going to be out farming them to the point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, man. Really awesome.
All right. Good luck in your games, and you can DM me anytime if you have any questions. If you feel like you're getting,
Yep. Thank you so much.
if you feel like you need another session, I can do another one for you later.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. See ya, man. Have a nice.
All right. You too.